Good afternoon. Our next match will be a men's match between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago. Introducing Canada. Number 3, Mika Teixeira. Number 5, Devon Norana Teixeira. Number 6, Jonathan Roberts. Number 7, Lyle Fernandez. Number 9, Ken Pereira. Number 10, Adrian Danrad. Number 11, Tyler Branco. Number 12, Joshua Kwempel. Number 13, Jiwanjat Bath. Number 17, Gurtaj Daliwal. Number 20, Adam Kapasi. And number 31, Pardeep Kunar. Introducing Trinidad and Tobago. Number 1, Riza Hussain. Number 2, Ron Alexander. Number 3, Mark Ayen. Number 4, Aiden DeGans. Number 6, Solomon Eccles. Number 7, Jordan Vera. Number 9, Akim Toussaint. Number 10, Christian Emmanuel. Number 13, Dwayne Kwanchan. Number 17, Marcus James. Number 18, Mikel Pierre. And number 20, Jordan Reynos. Our umpires for this afternoon's match will be Diego Barbas of Argentina and Bart de Lifde of the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Canada. And now, the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. starting lineup for Canada. Mika Teixeira, Devon Arona Teixeira, Jonathan Roberts, Lyle Fernandez, Ken Pereira, and Pardeep Kunar in goal. And the starting lineup for Trinidad and Tobago: Ron Alexander in goal, Solomon Eccles, Jordan Vera, Akim Toussaint, Dwayne Kwanchan, and Mikael Pierre. This promises to be an exciting one, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Back live at the National Sports Hall, where we're going to witness the game between Trinidad and Tobago and Canada. This game is a crucial match for both teams. The Trinidadians upset the Argentine team, and the Argentines beat the Canadians. So the Canadians will have a lot to prove. This seems to be a very fast game. I'm joined this afternoon by Alan Newark. Alan, your thoughts on this afternoon's game?
It's going to be a very tasty game this afternoon. My apologies, very good afternoon. Canada must win this game today if they want to come to the game. And they need to beat Trinidad, I guess, a few clear goals. Considering that Trinidad were victorious against Argentines. Also, Argentina beat Canada by 1 goal. So I think they need to beat Trinidad and Tobago by 2 clear goals, at least to get into that final. But we're about to start, and we'll see. Here we go.
And this is the Canadians in possession. Canada, Teixeira at the back. The Canadians being patient. The Trinidadians in a half-court zone defense, just allowing the Canadians to move the ball around. And the Trinidadians now try to attack. And there is the Canadians looking for the quick ball through. Fernandez wasn't able to connect onto that through ball. And this is the Trinidadians trying to attack to the right side of the Canadian defense. Ball going into touch. This is Teixeira.
I noticed the Canadians have promoted Jonathan Roberts, number 6, to midfield in this game. I noticed he was the striker against Guyana last night. So I guess there's something that they think that he brings to midfield against the Trinidad and Tobago team.
Well, Jonathan Roberts is one of the more experienced players on the Canadian side. He is one of the more inspirational players, and like how Canada will need a victory, they will need Jonathan Roberts striking up front, trying to get a couple of early goals to control the ebb and flow of this game. And the Canadians have a penalty corner. This is an excellent penalty corner, well taken by the Canadians. Goal scored by Teixeira in the 2nd minute of play. And the Canadians now getting just what they're looking for, to take an early lead and to see how best they can control the game from here.
I hope the young hockey players who are looking at this program have seen how excellent it is when you execute a penalty corner, when everything goes according to plan, you get the goal that's necessary. And that was near perfect execution of the penalty corner.
This is the Canadians trying to control at the back with Teixeira and Pereira. And this is the Trinidadians trying to play a counter-attack game, allowing sitting deep and allowing the Canadians to come forward and then trying to attack. Now this is Pereira. This is Eccles, the Trinidadian captain. Pierre dribbling deep into an excellent square ball by Pierre. Reverse pass. But on this occasion, Vera failed to connect. This is Pereira now to Teixeira. So another Pereira who tries to weave his way around, stolen by Vera. This is Dalawali. Dalawal from Canada, very tall player. This is him, twists and turn, attracts it. And Pereira seems to be falling on the ground quite often so far. This is his third fall in the match so far. This is Jonathan Roberts.
I just think the Trinidad team looks a bit not with it today. They seem to have started a bit lackluster. And I hope that they can up the tempo to match the Canadians. I know the Canadians have started as if they mean business with this game. You can see that.
And the Trinidadians had an excellent game against Argentina. Played very quickly. You can see they're a very fit and fast running unit. And they're looking for the counter-attack. This is Roberts now, back in defense, trying to go deep cross court. And the ball goes into touch. Bath on the floor with Fernandes up front and Dalawal.
See some movement now from the Trinidad and Tobago team up front. Especially the last 5 minutes of the game, we didn't see anything at all. We started to move about, which is good. They seem to be getting into the game. But this fast-paced rate game suits the Canadians down to a T. That's their game. So this is going to be who's the fittest and who can execute.
Well, the Trinidadians aren't to be outdone. The Trinidadians is a quick unit as well, as we saw against the Argentines. They completely outpaced and out-hustled the Argentine. This is Branco of Canada. Moves cross court to Pereira. Pereira back to Roberts. Roberts now to Bart. Bart back to Roberts. Roberts to Pereira. And Roberts and Pereira now in the back court, controlling things. The Canadians happy to defend the 1-0 lead. This is Bart trying to go forward, dispossessed by Reynolds of Trinidad. The Canadians definitely has a plan. They went out with Roberts starting as a forward. Now they've gained the first goal. Roberts has gone back into the defense. He's now been substituted. So we're back to the original two that started at the back, which is Pereira and Teixeira. This is Branco, bubbling a bit. Is Digans, leaving the ball to his captain Eccles. Eccles working the back with Reynolds. Trinidad trying to attack deep. Trinidad trying to attack deep in the right side of the Canadian defense and earning themselves a penalty corner.
Well, this could be the response that Trinidad need to that scoreline at 1-0. Let's see them execute some one of their famous dummies or the conventional short penalty corners. Canada calling for the usual kit. Face mask as required during the penalty corner. Not being allowed to put them on, I see. I was wondering. That's part of the prerequisite now for the penalty corner. It must be tired in the face mask.
I guess the umpire is looking at time.
The two players going into the court. The rest are optional, but the two going into the court must be wearing a face mask.
And the Canadians would have broken the penalty corner line before the time. So a player has to be penalized. He has to go to the halfway line. And that is Dalewal. He can defend the corner from the halfway line. And this is Reynolds trying to find Digans. Danis. This is Tashiro. To Ferrero. And the Canadians try to go through the center of the Trinidadian defense. A little bit of lapsing by the Trinidadians, opening the center of the defense, and the Canadians taking advantage of it, but failing to convert. This is Barth. Barth now going all the way back to Tashiro. Tashiro passes it off to Pereira. Pereira tries to go across court and loses possession to number 10 for Trinidad, Emmanuel. Emmanuel battling in the corner with the goalkeeper on his one knee, and two other defenders, Barth. I think this is the guns trying to blast the ball in with a shot, and he'll be penalized by the umpire. He's been sent off, shown the green card. The Gunners and the Guns. This is Tashiro to Pereira, back to Tashiro. Tashiro finding Pereira now. The Canadians adopting the diamond formation, and this is Pereira trying to go deep in the left-hand side of the Trinidad defense.
Canadians are going to have a full court press with three players trying to block the ball right in Trinidad and Tobago's half. It was not successful. They applied a similar press again.
The Canadians now pressing high. That was number 9, Tucson, for Trinidad and Tobago. A diving flick, ball going just wide of the left-hand side of the Canadian goal. Now this is Pereira, back to Tashiro, as the Canadians inch up. This is Roberts back on the floor now, back to Tashiro. Tashiro finding Pereira. Pereira now trying to go cross court, but no one is there.
None of the two forwards read that one.
The Dans, the Reynolds, going deep. Pierre. The Gans trying to go to the center. Ball coming off the stick of Jonathan Roberts. Striking Pierre in the chest. Trinidad with the infringement. This is Ferrero trying to pass the ball through. The ball goes into touch. This is Reynolds now to the Gans. Trinidad trying to attack through the left side of the Canadian defense. The ball goes into touch.
The pace of the game seems to slow down somewhat. You notice that?
Yes, the Canadians are trying to play tactical, waiting for a mistake by the Trinidadians and looking to counter-attack. The Trinidadians settling back into a half-court zone.
I also think the plan is considering that they're also one-up. They intend to control as much of the ball as humanly possible and keep it away from the Trinidadians. That also is one of their plans.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, they're going forward, but they're bringing the ball back just to keep the possession. Unless there's a space or an opening, they're not forcing.
And this is given for Vera. Vera to Pierre. Vera should have taken the shot there. He had the open goal in front of him. He chose not to be selfish. This is Reynolds. Reynolds going to number 9, Tucson. Tucson spinning. Ball going into touch for a long corner for Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad now pressing now. This is the Gans. Vera looking to find Pierre low down at the bottom with the ball going into touch. The Canadians quite happy to defend one goal, hold on to the ball and pass it around. But as we know, Alan, a at this level of hockey, indoor hockey, one goal is nothing much to defend. And an excellent try there by Jonathan Roberts, who was in the center. Well executed pass by Bart through the center of the Trinidadian defense, and the deflection just went wide of the right-hand corner of the Trinidadian goal. That would have been an excellent goal. This is Eccles coming back on. He was off the floor. Roberts putting some pressure on Reynolds. Eccles now. This is Vero. Vero goes past one. Crosses it. No one is in there. Ball goes all the way back to Reynolds. Reynolds goes deep to Vera again. Vera back to Eccles. Vera now trying to put the ball on a defender's foot.
He's off.
And has been shown the
yellow.
green.
That's his second yellow.
He's been shown the yellow card. Dangerous play.
In the tournament.
Now this is Bart. Bart to Pereira. Pereira now taking his time, coming up. Back to Bart. Bart to Dalaval. This is Pierre now on the go. To Toussaint. Toussaint shoots. Well saved by the Canadian goalkeeper. This is Dalaval now. Finding a shot across the goal by Fernandes. Shot going just wide of the right side post of the...
You notice how the tempo has been up by the Canadians very auspiciously. And it's interesting to watch the signals coming from the bench with regards to the coach. There are times when he seems to be not too animated. He sits there and he directs the show, and then he gets up, and the minute he gets up, the Canadian team comes alive. Evidently, there's some instructions that are being given right there and then, and we see it reflecting in the play, the tempo of the play.
Yes, definitely. The Canadians playing a tactical game. They're in the lead. 6 minutes 24 remaining in this half. They're contented to defend that one goal. They would like the Trinidadians to attack, and then they will counter-attack. They want to play a smart game, a counter-attacking game. The Trinidadians now will have to take it to the Canadians because they're behind. And the Canadians are quite happy to allow them to come forward. But here we see the Canadians applying a press to the Trinidadians' defense. Not wanting to get the ball out. They're applying a four-man press, and this is Dalaval winning possession. And that will be a stroke. That will definitely be a stroke. He hindered the striker's stick by holding it down with his stick, and that's a stroke. That's definitely a stroke. That's the Trinidadian captain, Eccles.
Well, there you saw the full use of the press in place, creating the space, taking the ball away in defense from the Trinidadians, and left the goalkeeper totally at sea.
And this was interesting because Roberts was about to come on, and the umpires allowed him to have this opportunity. So he came on and took the penalty, and he scored. Roberts again.
And he's off.
Now he's off.
He came on specifically for the penalty.
He just came on specifically for the penalty. So Roberts with both goals for the Canadians, very experienced. I think before the game last night against the Guyanese, Roberts was having a very average tournament by his standards. But after the Guyanese game last night, his game now has risen to a different level.
Oh, yes.
And Roberts, as we know, can shift gears pretty quickly.
Oh, yes. He's the quality player that can give you the little edge that you need in the game. And we're seeing that right here today from Canadian team. That major boost that he can give.
And this is Bart. Canadians gain the long corner in that position. This is Bart controlling deep in the Canadian half of things. To Teixeira. Back to Bart. Bart failed to control and the ball goes into touch. This is Reynolds. Reynolds. Eccles. Stolen by number 17. And the Trinidadians seems to be a bit out of depth this afternoon. Not the usual Trinidadians that we saw
I'm not
against
seeing
it.
that sharp trust in their game that is there for the past 2 games when they won. I guess they're a bit tired now. Or probably that confidence knowing that you've won your first 2 games has started to creep into this team. I would hope not.
Now here the Canadians attacking with Teixeira. He has been shown the green card.
And Fernandez has been sent off.
And the Trinidadians now has the advantage in terms of players on the floor. This is Teixeira trying to weave his way out. Excellent defense work by Teixeira, getting the ball out. And another dangerous tackle there by the Trinidadians. The Trinidadians using their bodies a lot. And that was Teixeira being fouled. Now this is the other Teixeira. Going deep to. This is Pereira, sorry. Going deep to Teixeira, back to Pereira, and the ball goes into touch. And the Gans tries to square it and earns Trinidad penalty corner. 3 minutes 26 remaining. The score 2-0 in favor of the Canadians.
We've not seen that sharp edge to the Trinidadian game as yet tonight. And I'm hoping that this short corner we can see some improvement.
Canadians with a player down. So the Trinidadians will have to capitalize on that.
Oh no.
Poorly taken penalty corner by Emmanuel. This is the Gans trying to find Reynolds. Reynolds trying to push it in the circle. Well defended there by Pereira. Now this is Teixeira. It's an obstruction just outside the D by the Canadians. This is Eccles, the Trinidadian captain. And we see that styles really make some teams. And some teams are just susceptible to some other team's styles. Apparently the Canadians just have the Trinidadians' number. Excellent call by Roberts. Because the game that the Trinidadians played against the Argentines, I was saying that the Trinidadians look to me like the favorites. But how the Canadians are handling them here now.
I guess the Canadian coach have sat back and looked at some tapes with the Trinidad and Tobago team and has seen the chink in the armor, so to speak. But for some strange reason, this team has not played the level of hockey and with the intensity that we've seen in the last 2 games, which they've won convincingly. I wouldn't want to believe that they're tired. But hopefully, there has to be a reason for it. Let's see if the coach can raise their game. In another couple of minutes, he has to motivate these players to step on the court and change a few gears. We're not seeing the usual play makeup, which is... Oh, there he is. He's on. For some strange reason, he's been very quiet all game.
The captain Eccles. But I think the Canadians are out-hustling the Trinidadians. They're much quicker to the ball than the Trinidadians. The Trinidadians are waiting back and the Canadians are attacking. Maybe if the Trinidadians could score a goal, that might boost or lift their confidence. But at the moment, they're a bit flat.
They're not looking like if they can score at the moment, sadly. The game is being taken by the Canadians to them all the way.
And this is Roberts with an easy goal. An easy goal. The umpire allowed the advantage rule to go on, and his support umpire is going to seek some clarity from him.
I think he's going to withdraw the ball. No, he goes with it. He agrees with him.
And the Trinidadians are protesting, but to no avail because the goal has stood.
I think Pierre is getting carried away. If I was the coach, I'd take him off. Let him cool off for a few minutes. There's no way he'd be allowed to speak to the umpires like that.
This is Vera now penetrating.
Rather lenient with him.
Vera penetrating deep. I think it's clever umpiring by the umpire. The crowd is here to see a game, not to see the player going against the umpire.
No.
But
I think Pierre is getting carried away somehow.
Trinidadians are down 3-0 and quite ruffled. Less than a minute remaining. The Canadians
if I was
controlling.
Trinidadian, I'd be totally upset too. Considering the score is 3 at half time and we haven't had a sniff at the goal.
The Canadians controlling things quite
bit
calmly.
of frustration creeping in.
Trinidad very rattled here. It is the Captain Eccles. They'll be looking for something from him. This is Pierre trying to weave his way through, broken up by the Canadians. Teixeira. This is Pierre to Reynolds. Reynolds trying to find Pierre again. Pierre twisting and turning. And that's the halftime whistle. Score, Canada 3, Trinidad and Tobago 0. And the Trinidadians seem to be quite ruffled.
Seeking an explanation.
The Trinidadians seem to be quite ruffled and outfoxed by this very crafty Canadian team. So the Canadians with a comfortable lead going into halftime. Your thoughts on the first half?
It's been what you refer to as a quiet game. The Canadians have steadfastly played the ball around the diamond shape, has worked. They've opened up the Trinidad Tobago defense and they've capitalized on their mistakes. And I think this Trinidad team has been concentrating too much on a little bit of chatter during the game and not concentrating on their game. If you looked at the last 2 games they won, they came out and they played hockey. They weren't worrying about decisions being made against or for. They were just concentrating on playing hockey. And for some strange reason tonight, you're out here and there's a lot of chatter on the field, which takes away from your game because you're not concentrating on what you should be doing, but there's a lot of talking going on, which is, we're here to play hockey. And I'm hoping that the captain will go back after having an explanation from the 2 umpires with whatever questions he's asking and reassure his players and they come out recharged the second half and play hockey the way we know that they can play and have the ability to do so.
All right, thank you, Alan. We'll leave it there and we'll join you back in another few minutes for the exciting second half of this game between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago. The scores, Canada 3, Trinidad and Tobago 0. about to witness the start of the second half of this very exciting encounter between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago. The score, Canada 3, Trinidad and Tobago 0. And we start the second half. This is Trinidad trying to attack early down the left-hand side of the Canadian defense. This is Pereira now trying to get the ball out. Roberts twisting and turning. Excellent move by Jonathan Roberts of the Canadian side. Jonathan Roberts now is wearing the captain's armband. And this is Tashiro. This is Tashiro. Back to Pereira. Pereira back to Rada Pereira. This is Tashiro. Excellent move. Tries to turn. Almost stolen in by Vera. This is Vera now with it. Vera going deep left side, which is the right side of Vera, which is the left side of the Canadians. And ball going just wide.
You're seeing a bit more urgency in the Trinidad and Tobago's team game now.
Well,
that's what we want to see.
They definitely will have to be more urgent because they're behind. It's the second half. They don't have much time.
See more movement. The ball is moving around. Players are moving. That's what we want to see.
Excellent hockey here by Tashiro. Dribbling, weaving, past to Pereira. Pereira with a reverse flick. The ball. There was a raised ball.
I think it came off one of the Trinidadians'
just
feet.
outside of the Trinidad and Tobago D. And it's a goal by number 7 of Canada, Fernandez. Fernandez flicked. The ball came off the right arm of the Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper. And it's a goal for Canada. So Canada now leads 4 goals to 0. The Trinidadians here dropped the biggest one. This is Fernandez again with another shot. Well saved by the Trinidadian goalkeeper. This is Pierre. Twisting and turning. Going around Pereira. Pereira won the ball back in any event. Pereira in the attack now. And this is Kwan Chan spoiling the play. Toussaint backing into Pereira. This is Bart to Roberts. Roberts back to Bart. Bart deep in the Canadian half to Pereira. Back to Bart. This is Fernandez now. This is Bart. Looking, holding the ball up. Canadians running the time down. This is Dalwal. This is Dalwal now going, trying a reverse shot. Ball coming off the foot of Pereira, and the Canadians have earned themselves another short corner, the first of this half.
Well, the penalty corner has been the hallmark of most of the goals which the Canadians have scored. And I dare say, Trinidadians have to defend this.
Yes.
This is going to be very difficult to defend if it goes to Jonathan Roberts for a drop flick. As we well know, he's very gifted in that area.
And I have a feeling he'll go high. No, he passed it off to Fernandez, and they've earned themselves a long corner. Canadians totally outclassing the Trinidadians in this match. Back deep to Pereira. Pereira to Bar. Bar tries to go through the center. Stolen by Pierre. And it will be a penalty corner on this occasion.
Deliberate foul
as Pierre was complaining since in the first half that he was being body checked by the Canadian players. On this occasion, the umpire saw Bart body checking Pierre. And these players are so skillful now, Alan, that they can body check or they can push you, and sometimes the umpires are not aware of what they're doing.
They've mastered the art of of being very aggressive in a skillful way.
And the umpire
The
is
Trinidadians are in a hurry to score.
The umpire is
The umpire
asking,
is making a note that his hand was still up in the air when the ball was played,
calling the play back.
which means that the teams are not ready, nor is he.
The Trinidadians
He'll have
have
another
the
bite of
second
the
bite.
cherry.
This is Pierre to interject. And a Canadian player has been penalized. Again, we see the Canadian players using their body to block the Trinidadian player. On this occasion, it was Vera who was fouled, and another penalty corner resulting for Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago need to capitalize on these penalty
They've had
corners.
enough penalty corners to score one. They seem not to be able to execute them, unfortunately, today.
This is the Tucson, the flicker. Another poor execution. And this will be a stroke. This will be a stroke. It will be a stroke. The penalty corner was not stopped well by the captain Eccles, but nevertheless he managed to get the ball off to the striker number 13. He had a shot on goal and struck the leg of Bart, who was behind the goalkeeper, which resulted in a penalty for Trinidad, and this will be taken by Renos. Renos shoots and scores to the right-hand side of the Canadian goalkeeper, Kunar. Kunar has been having a very good game in goal for the
Very good
Canadians.
tournament.
And he's been
Excellent
beaten.
in the goal.
So the Trinidadians now are on the scoreboard.
Let's see if this gives them that little lift that they need in their game. It seems so. They're at it again. And a
Another
second.
goal! Another goal! This time off the stick of James. So an excellent run of play by the Trinidadians. Emmanuel stole the ball, ran deep into the left-hand side of the Canadian defense, squared the ball, and James only had the empty goal to put away the goal. So the Trinidadians now scoring 2 quick goals within the minute. They score 4 goals to 2, 13 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Trinidad is still in this game.
The Canadians calling for a timeout.
Which is a very tactical timeout, considering the Trinidadians scored 2 quick goals. That would break up the momentum.
The Trinidadians are out, back on the floor again.
Oh yes, they're rearing to go. You can see
They're
that.
loudly supported by their spectators, the female team. And as we know, Alan, indoor hockey, goals can be scored very quickly.
Oh, yes.
As we saw the Trinidadians scoring 2 goals within a minute. So the Canadians will be aware of this. And this is Pereira taking his time, very experienced player. There's Branco giving it away there. This is Eccles to Emmanuel. And another excellent shot there. Another excellent shot by James again. James coming on and injecting some life into this Trinidad attack. Attacking from the left-hand side and finishing very clinically. Now the score is 4-3. We have a game on here now, Alan.
Oh yes, it was game on from 4-2 to me. I know the Trinidadians have the ability to come back into this game. Just that they weren't settled in playing the kind of hockey that we know they can play.
And this is the kind of hockey we saw Trinidad play against the Argentines.
Correct.
And here they come again with the infringement. And this is the captain Eccles, very experienced, number 6. He's going to settle things down. Passes it over now to Reynolds. Going to try to go deep to the center. Looking for James again. And another penalty corner has been awarded. James seems to be bringing some magic to this Trinidadian striking line.
He's come on with the sort of luck and gusto that they need to change the game, and he has. He's turned the game around. Canada has to raise their game now equally.
And the Canadian seems to be in a
Seems to be a lull in the Canadians' game now.
disarray.
Oh yeah.
Let's This is
Those three
James.
quick goals seem to have got them
This is
shaken
James
up.
to interject. And another excellent goal by Eccles. Eccles, the captain on this occasion, taking the shot. The previous short corners, he was stick-stopping. This time he took the shot. And the score is now a level. And the Trinidadians making 4 substitutions, bringing on fresh legs. 4 new players coming on.
And they have a new game here.
Taken by
11
Eccles.
minutes on the clock.
Now the Canadians now on the back foot. This is Ferreiro. This is Kwanchan going deep to Renos. Renos finding Pierre. Pierre loses possession to Roberts. Roberts coming penetrating to the center of the court. Tries to find Fernandes. And it's a penalty corner for the Canadians. Now, this is what the spectators pay their money to come to see, Alan. This is like a basketball game. Baskets being scored or goals being scored at both ends of the
This is
floor.
what makes indoor hockey the most exciting hockey to watch.
And this is Roberts setting up. The Trinidadians will have to defend with all they have. And this is Roberts. Excellent save by the Trinidadian goalkeeper coming right out and giving the Canadians a long corner. This is Ferreira. Back to Teixeira. Teixeira raising the ball. Pressure being applied to him by Vera. And this is Renos now. To Kwanchan. Kwanchan goes to the middle, finds Pierre. Pierre turns. This is Roberts on him. And this is Toussaint. Toussaint trying to... Pierre, like you said, is breaking down the Trinidadian team because he's arguing all the time. Instead of go back and play defense, he's arguing all the time.
He's concentrating on the shatter. He's not playing
And
hockey.
this is Toussaint deep in the Canadian defense on the right side. But you cannot shoot with the defenders so close to you. So that's an infringement against him. This is Ferreiro. Going to Bob. The Canadians applying the diamond setup stolen by Toussaint. This is Pierre. And an excellent goal by Vera. Beautiful teamwork by the Trinidadians. Pierre to Toussaint. Toussaint did not play selfish. He squared the ball across and Vera just guided it in. And the Trinidadians now are
I think
taking the
we're missing
lead.
a very important issue here. Canadians look tired. Those players are looking very tired. I'm shocked.
Well, as we said, the indoor hockey, the last quarter of the game is where the better teams come to life. And the Trinidadians, we saw in the game against the Argentines, were very fit. They outran the Argentines. They were quicker to the ball. They started this game very lethargic, a bit slow. The Canadians were controlling the game. And now the Trinidadians now have gained momentum. And this is what you
We see
look
a
at
totally
today
different Trinidad and
with
Tobago
the
team
Trinidadian
playing here
team.
now.
They're a momentum building team. Now here they are, all back in the zone. And this is Bob trying to find Ferreiro. Ferreiro now have the ball, slowing it up. This is Dalwal. Back to Ferreiro. Ferreiro over now to Fernandes. Fernandes slowing things up. The Trinidadians happy to sit back now. They have the lead and allow the Canadians to come at them. But this is Fernandes twisting and turning. Back to Bart. Bart deep back into his half to Ferreiro. This is Ferreiro now trying to find the other Ferreiro. This is Pierre now. This could be 2-on-1 and well broken up there by Ferreiro. This is Bart now. End-to-end action we're getting now. The Canadians deep in the Trinidadian half. An infringement just outside the Trinidadian circle. Quickly taken by Ferreiro. Ferreiro now going all the way back to the other Ferreiro. And the Canadians are a bit ruffled. 7:22 remaining on the clock.
It's man-to-man press.
This is Emmanuel bothering Ferreiro at the top. And the Trinidadians are all over the Canadians. Like you said, Alan, the Canadians are looking a bit jaded, a bit tired.
They are.
The Trinidadians are ringing the change again. Here we see Ferreiro going on. This is James coming back on. The man who ignited Trinidad, who scored 2 quick goals. They're looking to find him again. Can't on this occasion. Bodies falling all over the floor. Here's Emmanuel putting in a dangerous tackle on Bart, and a dangerous tackle which resulted in a penalty corner being given to the Trinidadians. And Eccles, the Trinidadian captain, is very sensible, sending his players away, not wanting them to argue with the umpire. He's the one who's talking to the umpire, which is very sensible. The Canadians will take the penalty corner from the left-hand side of the Trinidadian goal. Looks like Bart will be the person taking it, but this is the other Pereira, and it's a goal.
Very simple goal too. I think the Trinidadians all decided to sit back and watch them play. Nobody ran out.
I think the Trinidadians
defend the short corner.
They thought that Bart would have been the person getting that ball, and the Canadians outfoxed them because it was Teixeira, number 5, Teixeira, who had a low shot to the right-hand corner of the Trinidadian goal, and the Trinidadians had no answer for it.
It's always difficult when a penalty corner is taken from the left, because it's not your strong side you're defending on. And I guess that's why the ball went straight across and he had the chance to put it in the net. But at least one of the players should have gone in that direction. They all went towards the player who they thought was going to get the ball. And like everything else,
the Trinidadians seem to be at odds with umpire Diego of Argentina. Probably think he's being very harsh on them. Now this is Teixeira to Bart, deep in the Canadian half. This is Teixeira, the right-hand side of the Canadian defense. Ball goes to Emmanuel. Emmanuel tries to goes past one defender, and there's a collision by James on Teixeira, the umpire from the Netherlands. Bart, the umpire from the Netherlands, talking to both players. Emmanuel has been ejected, so the Trinidadians now with 5 players in the court as against the 6 by the Canadians. So the Canadians will look to capitalize on this. And how funny, Alan, one goal, when it's scored, it injects life into a team. The Canadians now with a spring in their step, looking fit again, looking quick, looking fully energized. This could be dangerous. This could be dangerous. Well defended by Eccles.
I think the Trinidadians were very lucky with that play.
Well defended by Eccles. He seems to be enjoying himself. He's laughing all the time. This is Teixeira raising the ball. This could be the first game we can see going down to extra time and having a penalty shootout. This is Pierre.
I don't think so. The intensity in this game,
fouled by,
I think we're going to have another goal.
Finance.
We're going to see more goals. 4 minutes.
Pierre.
Both the Canadians and the Trinidadians are not going to sit back and watch this game play in that direction. They both want to score. You can see that.
This is Robert with a shot. Well saved by the Trinidadian goalkeeper. Ron Alexander, very tall goalkeeper. Having a very good game, keeping Trinidad in the mix of things. This is Dalwal, tall player. This is Pierre, cool under pressure in his defense. And Pierre seems to be a very clever player, selling his body and manufacturing a foul, and has given a foul by the umpire from Argentina. This is Eccles trying to go cross court. Ball coming off the stick of Jonathan Roberts, going into the ear. An infringement against the Canadians. This is Renos. Eccles trying to be cute, and the ball going into touch, raising. Roberts to Teixeira. Back over to Pereiro. And this is the Trinidadians out of Pereiro. 2 excellent tackles. And coming now to Dalwal. Dalwal finds
penalty corner.
the Trinidadians, I think,
I've been very fortunate.
by the bullet there because that looked like the ball came off the foot of one of the defenders. This is Ferrero and a hard tackle by Pierre. This is Eccles now finding Toussaint. Toussaint flicks high. Excellent save. Game now heating up now. This is Pierre. Reverse flick it away. Excellent reverse flick by Pierre. Excellent reverse flick by Pierre. Beautiful hockey by the Trinidadians. This was Reynolds seeing the opening in the center of the Canadian defense and finding Pierre. Pierre reverse flicking on the Canadian goalkeeper. And now the Canadians now have substituted the goalkeeper. And Bart is playing the kicker back. It's 2 minutes remaining in the game. Trinidad leading 6-0. And this is Toussaint going all the way. Bart tackled. The Trinidadians now attacking and have earned themselves. This is Trinidad's ball in the Canadian half.
The goalkeeper.
Yes,
they're
playing using
they need
a
the
kicker
extra
back.
man.
Right. The Canadians can't afford to lose. And this is a goal here by Toussaint. And I think that might well be the nail in the coffin for the Canadians.
Oh, yeah, I think that's it.
That is a disadvantage when you take off your goalkeeper to bring out the extra man. You're vulnerable at the back if a shot goes to goal. At this level, the strikers don't flick very easy, and they wouldn't flick low either. They'll flick high in the air. This is the Canadians now rattle. The Trinidadians timed this game to perfection. Brought on James and brought on the energy and the speed and the force that we see they're playing with right now. Now it's under a minute.
The Trinidadians have nicked this one.
Under a minute, and we see Eccles calling for the ball. This is Ferrero trying to dribble. Eccles controlling things, urging his teammates to slow it down. Excellent ball. Pierre now dribbles, finds Vera. Vera shoots just wide, just into the side netting. This is Bart now, the kicker back, stolen by Vera, and the ball goes into touch. Trinidad pushing. Trinidad will take their time. With 3 seconds remaining on the clock. This is Reynolds using the clock, running the clock down. And that's the end of the game. Trinidad and Tobago coming from behind to beat the Canadians 7-5. This is the Trinidad we've known and what we've come to see. This is the Trinidad that beat Argentina, and this is the Trinidad that we know can play this hockey.
And Trinidad goes forward with a clean slate, winning all 3 games. Justifiably so. In the last 10 minutes of this game, Trinidad has upped the tempo, stopped the chatter, and played hockey as we know they can play. Same young man, Pierre, is a very good player, but for 3/4 of this game, he concentrated too much on the chatter and not playing hockey. I guess the coach had a word with him, came back on, and he was a totally different player. James came on, turned this game around, and Trinidad has won it.
Yes, you see the Trinidadian injecting the energy at the right time and at the right half and everything, and taking it away from the Canadians. So the final score in this one is Trinidad 7, the Canadians 5. We'll have an interview by Joseph Resperero and a member of the Trinidad and Tobago contingent. Over to you, Reds.
Well, Coach, I know you're associated with the women.
I am not the coach,
You are.
but I am the massage therapist,
Right.
physical trainer.
Well, it will be impossible to get the Trinidad national coach now because I think he's gone with Team to Ice Bath. But as a member of the Trinidad delegation, want to fight back.
Yes, I mean, it's all about composure. It's all about keeping the game plan. And they kept they kept doing what they have to do. They kept sticking to the plan.
But you know, many a team in a fairly short format, 4 down, could have lost spirit.
I mean, our camp was always high in spirit. And even though we are down, we will still have that fighting spirit to get back. Always, always. Right? This is hockey. This is about composure, I said before. This is about keeping your head on. This is about keep focusing on what we have to do.
Which goal you think maybe turned the tide? Third goal?
I think it was the third goal. I mean, Canada thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had the game. But when we started to get back the momentum of the team and the fight of the team together, it all paid off.
And when they equalized,
that was it.
It was all square.
That was it. That was it. You know, the women team is here. We stayed back to support the men, and they do the same for us. But it's all about the camp spirit and Trinidad spirit, right? We all was in it together.
Well, this is gonna be, and we'll check with the president of Panam Hockey when he comes on. This must be one of the greatest fight backs in the history of the indoor tournament.
Greatest. This will be history. This will never, nobody will never forget this game, right? All we have to do now is go back in camp, refocus, keep us together for the final.
Okay, where does this put Trinidad now?
Well,
there's so many other games to come.
Yes.
Guyana's got to beat Argentina to benefit from your victory. But I mean, the Trinidad delegation, both male and female, has had a marvelous tour.
But you know, it's all about support and togetherness. I always say that once the camp have that support, unity and spirit, and everything happens together, we have it.
We all enjoyed the entire tournament.
Yes, we have.
The planning, the transportation, the punctuality.
Yes, we have. Everything was all good.
Thank you very much for coming to our microphone. Well, we will continue with the streaming and the information because we have the president of Pan American Hockey with us. So thank you very much for coming to our microphone.
You're welcome.
How long have you been president of the Pan American?
Since 2013. It means 4 years already.
And you replaced whom?
I replaced Tony Fernandarza.